Hi, and welcome to Software Design and Development, Implementation, Lesson 12, Hardware Environment to Enable Implementation of the Software Solution. Here are the dot points covered. As always, pause if you'd like to read them, and make sure to take notes. So, hardware requirements are the specific components that a piece of software requires in order to run. While there can be many requirements, the main ones that impact performance are processor speed and power, the amount and the speed of RAM, and video card speed. There are two types of system requirements that are generally listed on a piece of software. We have minimum requirements, which are the lowest specifications of hardware that allow the program to run. Your program will not run if it does not meet these specifications. So it's really important that when you implement a solution, you work out what the minimum requirements are and you make sure that the system you're implementing the software on at least meets those minimum requirements. Ideally, they should meet these recommended requirements. So these are the specifications of hardware required to get the program to run fairly well. They're not necessarily the high end of requirements. So if you have a better system, the program should run even better. But you need to make sure that ideally the computer will meet at least these recommended requirements, because then you'll get a fairly good operation of the software. Possible additional hardware. So when you're implementing your program, you might find it of benefit to support other hardware. So we've got things like printers, which most pieces of software would have some sort of implementation to allow you to print. We've got joysticks and gamepads if you're making a game. You might want to support those. Speakers, again, if you're making a game, you might want to support things like 5.1 or 7.1 surround sound. You've got webcams if you're doing video conferencing software. You've got barcode and RFID scanners for retail or logistics to enable you to scan things on your computer. Biometrics such as iris scanners, fingerprint scanners, those sorts of thumb scanners, all those sorts of things to enable security. And you interface to other systems, so things like a fire control system, sprinklers, security systems, etc. These might be important, or any really other system that you need to interface with to get your software to run. Now, this hardware will either be owned by the company already or will need to be obtained. So when you're developing software, it's important that if you need specialist hardware, you look at the market leaders and ensure your software works with those pieces of hardware, because then you'll get the greatest number of customers because they'll already own the hardware that you support. Appropriate device drivers. Device drivers are pieces of software written to provide an interface between application software, the operating system, and the hardware. Certain software operations may require specific versions of drivers because they might have newer updated features. So it's really important that you specify which versions of drivers you require and that these are supplied upon implementation.